finally, let's do a full review and I'll talk about how I might not be a very picky person. Selamat pagi! Good morning everyone, Kenneth here, and today we are going to talk about the Tiso i6. As you have seen from my top 15 True Wireless earbuds video, this is the best for bass earbuds, and that hasn't changed until now, by the way. And I actually wasn't that impressed when I did that top 15 True Wireless earbuds video, but right now, after using this for weeks, I am very certain that if I'm listening to anything dance music, electronic music, and stuff like that, this is the one that I will take. Now, I'm not asking you to follow me or subscribe or anything like that. It's just up to you. If you want to see more stuff like this, if you want to support me, then please do. It would be greatly appreciated. And also, this Tiso i6 is sponsored to me, so Tiso gave it to me, but all my opinions here are my own. They don't give me like anything to talk about. It's just, here, take it, you go and use it and make a video about it. So there you go. This is some transparency so that you will know that these are all my opinion, okay? Now, with all that out of the way, let's start talking about one of the most important thing, and this is the sound quality of the Tiso i6. This is undeniably bass heavy. It gets the best for bass because it has that really thick punch in EDM songs, in electronic dance songs. I mean, it's the same thing, right? It's so good that I just cannot enjoy EDM songs on other earbuds anymore. But again, best for bass is not only just the bass. It's all about the entire mix. How do they play together? And what about the mids and the highs here? They are actually quite subdued. Very apparent when I was first listening to the Tiso i6, and I also compared it to the QCY and Halo, and I thought like, wait, this is borderline muddy. I was coming very skeptical of the Tiso i6. I thought I totally wouldn't like it, but then I kept on taking it again and again every day, and oh boy, I don't understand how my brain works, but I turned out to be really liking how it sounds. Despite the more subdued vocals, you got the bass, that instrument, and also the kick of the drums. They are at the forefront of the mix, and after that it will be the mix of the vocals and the other instruments, and the separation is pretty good as well. I'm surprised to hear any sort of separation in bass heavy earbuds. I thought that wouldn't be possible, but of course limitations are still there, especially true with this tuning, which is even more bass heavy than the Halo. The bass can overpower and bleed out to the other frequencies range. So yeah, know that when you're coming to here, you might not like it. If what's in your mind is I really hate bass, stay away from this one. But otherwise, if you're listening to a lot of pop music, even acoustics, that is still acceptable here. And especially if you listen to a lot of EDM songs, I really recommend you to check this one out. But if you listen to rock songs, especially the older mixes, I mean the newer ones, they're pretty good. Probably metal and some really sensitive songs such as instrumentals, strings, and piano, stuff like that, maybe stay away. I'm not really sure too, because like I don't really listen to those genres. So I hope you know that you are coming here knowing that it has a warm sound blanketed by bass, and the vocals are not as prominent, the cymbals are not as piercing, but the soundstage is still decent. There is some separation there going on, and yeah, I just happen to really like the Tiso i6 after a couple of days, that is. Hello, future Kenneth here. I want to tell you that the Tiso i6 shines the best at around 70% and up. So below that, it actually sounds kind of overpowering. It has that sweet spot of around 70-80% volume. So you know, if you like listening at lower volumes, really consider if you are willing to accept that bassy and warm sound. That's pretty much it. That is sound quality. Now let's talk about the build quality of the Tiso i6. Actually, at this price, I think this is one of the better build quality. It has this matte finish on the outside, and once you open it, you got this two-tone look of glossy and matte finish, which is super nice to look at. And also, it has this battery indicator here on the case, and that turns on by the time you open the case. Also, the earbuds are turned on the moment you open the case, just like the Tiso iX, and that is one of its strengths as well. It has one of the best dual mode Bluetooth implementation in my opinion. Currently, of all the dual mode earbuds that I've tested, I just like this the best. Go check out my dual mode Bluetooth explanation video for the full explanation. Here I'm just gonna say I'm liking the build quality. I'm not asking for USB-C yet in this price range, so yeah, it still uses micro A USB port. The only problem that I have here is the fit of the earbuds. If you compare this to the Halos, the part that goes into your ear here is significantly shorter than the ones in the Halo, and that makes the fit of these earbuds a little bit problematic at first, but then I got used to it. And I also used the foam tip for most of my time, so yeah, I'm kind of testing back and forth between this included rubber tip and my foam tip. And if you're asking, will the foam tip fit this case? The answer is yes. That is something that I cannot say with the Halos. They just don't fit. Then here the design, because it goes upwards instead of going like downwards, you can kind of like fit it, just like push it a little bit, and then it will stick into the magnet. And most of the time it still works, so you can pick a foam tip for you to get a better fit. That's like the main purpose for me. I don't really notice any sound difference, but if you do notice any sound difference with the foam tip, you can definitely use this with the Tiso. That's another plus, I guess, right? Moving on to the controls, we have this touch sensor here that detects player pause on 2 taps, that next song on hold on the right and hold on the left for previous song if you're using both. If you're using only one and on any side, that will go to the next song. And finally, voice assistance is on 3 taps, so no volume control unfortunately, but this is a decent, acceptable kind of touch sensor. It is not the most responsive, but it's not the worst either. And the bonus is you can feel the touch area because it is glossy, more sticky to the hand compared to the Halo where every surface is just the same. Probably that will be a plus, but personally not a big deal to me. So now let's test the latency in the Tiso i6. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the gaming mode that's available on the QCY and the Halo, but let's check it out right now. Okay, so before starting, I want to address something, how to switch between different devices in these earbuds. And you just, turn off Bluetooth on your phone while the case is opened here. You just, pair it to the other one. And so as you can see, I don't have Tiso i6 here paired, and I can just wait. So there you go. It's really super simple. You just turn off the Bluetooth on the other one and this will go into pairing mode. So let's go into the latency test. Tiso i6 in 3, 2, 1. Let's try Groza in 3, 2, 1. And now a real video. This super fun unboxing. I'm so very excited to see this. They are currently priced at $79. No, actually that was $69, sorry. So $69 with 15 products left and $79 with like 1,000 left in like 15 days. Let's see if it's gonna be worth it. $69, $79, or even its original price, $115. Now let's talk about battery life, and actually from all the good things that I've said about the Tiso i6, unfortunately it lacks a little bit in battery life here. It doesn't go as long as people claim. Usually the standard is 4 hours. The Halo can go 4.5 hours. This unfortunately can only go 3.5 hours. So yes, that's dual mode Bluetooth that I talked about. It eats up a bit more on the battery side, but then to get this really good dual mode Bluetooth inside, I'm more than willing to trade off a little bit of battery. I'm totally fine with it. And also the case here, it has 500 milliamp hour charge. There's a little LED beside it to indicate that it's charging, it's finished charging. And also I've mentioned it, you can check the case battery. There's an indicator here. The earbuds, you can check it in your phone. And that 3.5 hour battery, I think I'm listening to at around 60-70 volume. So yes, this doesn't go as loud as a Sabbath, only goes as loud as the Halo. So if you want some really loud earphones, try to up your budget a little bit, because there's not much in this price range that can go very loud. So now I think it's almost the end of the video. Let's see how this performs in a phone call. Okay, so right now I'm inside my bedroom and that camera is in the living room. I'm gonna open this and let it pair to the phone, but I'm gonna keep talking that you will know how the microphone switches from my iPhone 6s to the Tiso i6. I'm gonna take it out right now in 3, 2, 1. I'm not sure, probably it may have connected to the Tiso i6 already, and this is what it sounds like indoors. Probably you will know it already from all my other videos. If you've watched my dual mode Bluetooth comparison, I compare it with the Halo and the QCY-T5. I find the sound to not be very loud, but it has a little bit more bass than the Halo GT2. Just like how it sounds in music, you know, like it has less treble but a little bit more bass. Right now we're gonna try to switch between the left and right here. Let's identify what's the mic that's being used. I'm just gonna put the right side now into the case. There we go. And this is the left microphone, most likely. And right now I'm gonna put the left side. And there you go, this should be the right side that's being used. The beauty of the Tiso i6 is the Bluetooth module. It's kind of like in the case, because you can do like really quick putting back that and putting the left side out, then the earphone will still be connected. It's just crazy stuff like that. So you can switch wherever you want, whenever you want, it'll just work. So now that's it. This is the Tiso i6. Let's go outdoors and we'll try to see how this performs outside. Okay, so we are on the Tiso i6 here. What do you think of the call quality? What do you think of the sound? Oh my goodness, they are having a renovation there. That's really good. To stay at decently close to it. Oh, it's finished. So yeah, did you notice any degradation in sound quality or not? Oh, maybe a little bit of comparison. I'm gonna switch. This is the iPhone microphone. I'm holding it at half an arm's length, and right now I'm gonna switch to the Tiso. Now this is the sound in Tiso i6. By the way, it's not too cold. It's really nice to feel like going out in sandals, short pants. Been a while, winter. Okay, see you. Finally, let's talk about problems. Or actually, I cannot talk about it because I have no problem with this thing. I have never had any connection issues. Probably I have used this for about a month now. I have no problem with it. What I can think the potential problems are: one, the sound here is really bassy. And the second, it only lasts for 3.5 hours. But other than that, you can rest assured that it will work for you. Oh, the third thing that I forgot to mention is the fit here. Probably you will not like it, but then it's very easy to fix. You can just get your favorite foam tips or other tips. You will do it just fine. You will need to get the 5 more than 5. I think it's like 6mm diameter of like this thing. And that pretty much concludes the video. I never thought a bass heavy earbuds at $20 can be acceptably good, or actually really good in my opinion. I'm not sure about you. What do you think of this earbud? Are you intrigued because of dual mode, because of the design, or are you avoiding it because of the bass or the battery life? Let me know down in the comments below. This is Kenneth, and I will see you in the next one.